Hey guys, welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name is Curtis. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a safe and prosperous 2025 celebration. I definitely did. I went back to the States to celebrate with my family and friends for Christmas and the New Year. And then I actually just got back to Japan last night. So I am quite jet lagged. I'm trying to hide the dark circles a little bit, hence the glasses today. But yeah, I had a great time celebrating with family and friends. And while I was back home, I picked up a new fragrance, Flower Lust by D'Orsay. And so I'd like to give you my thoughts and opinions about this fragrance. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so this is Flower Lust by D'Orsay. And this is one of 3 extracts that was released at the end of last year from the house of D'Orsay. So if you don't know about D'Orsay, D'Orsay is a French house. And they typically release very classy, elegant style fragrances. They're not the biggest performers. A lot of them are kind of skin scents. They sit very close to the skin, but they are very high quality and very well made. And so they decided to release something, a couple fragrances that are a bit stronger, have a bit more push to them. So they released this extrait line. Flower Lust is one of the extracts. Tonka Hysteria is the other one. And also Incense Crush is the other one. But yeah, I have smelled all of them, and I do own Tonka Hysteria and then Flower Lust here. All right, so I would classify this one as a spicy, woody floral fragrance. It's very deep, rich, sweet. There's a bit of white florals that are floating around in the background, and it's quite peppery up at the top. But it is very seductive, and it exudes confidence in my opinion. And while I was wearing this back home in the States, I really enjoyed the wearing experience of this one. So what's interesting about this one too is when I first smelled this one, the first thing I thought of was Papi Le Fico by Nishane. And it's something about this fragrance where there's a bit of overlap and some similarities there. However, these fragrances are quite different. And what's interesting about that too is Dominique Ropion perfumed Flower Lust, but he also perfumed Papi Le Fico. So it kind of shares a similar DNA, but with some differences. But yeah, Flower Lust is such a gorgeous wear. It's quite uplifting. It has a bit of brightness to it. It also, there's like a very subtle soapy-like vibe going on with this one, and that could be from the orange blossom that's in here. So there is ylang ylang and orange blossom in this fragrance, and I kind of feel like the soapy quality is coming from that orange blossom, but it is very subtle. But this fragrance has a definite sweetness to it. Now it's not overly sweet or cloying, but it has like a sweet creaminess to it. You can definitely sense that tonka bean in this fragrance, but it is gorgeous. I would say in terms of projection and longevity and sillage, I would say the projection and sillage are like moderate to strong. It wasn't like a heavy pusher, but you could definitely pick up wafts, and it gave a decent projection. In terms of longevity, this one lasted between 8 and 9 hours on me. So yeah, it's pretty decent performance here for an extrait. However, what I will say is this, in comparison to Tonka Hysteria, the other extrait by D'Orsay, I would say on my skin, Tonka Hysteria definitely performs a bit better. It definitely has that extrait kind of oomph that you would expect. But Flower Lust is definitely no slouch. And I think in terms of my opinion and what I like from a fragrance and its performance, it works well for me. But with all that said, take my opinion with a grain of salt. That's exactly what it is. It's just my opinion, my experience. Your experience is going to be probably quite different from mine, not only in terms of performance, but in terms of the way that you perceive the smell of this fragrance. But I really like this one. Now I would say if I'm comparing both Tonka Hysteria and Flower Lust, which one do I like better? I think I like Tonka Hysteria a little bit more, but this is definitely ride on its tails. This is definitely a great release in my opinion, and I'm excited to wear this one as we get a bit deeper into the winter temperatures here. This one just works extremely well. And what's really nice about this one too is when you spray this one on, if you smell this one up close, you could definitely get that floral presence. And if you're a guy, I would say don't be afraid of that at all. This can definitely work for you. This is unisex right down the middle. It might lean slightly feminine, but in my opinion, it's kind of right there, right down on the middle. It's a very, very easy wear for me personally. I really, really like floral fragrances. As you guys know, I love the note of rose, but I do also enjoy like white floral fragrances as well. I wouldn't say the florals are like heavily dominant by any means. They're definitely sitting in the background, just kind of floating around, providing a bit more character and depth to this fragrance. So you definitely get a heavy blast of black and pink pepper in the beginning. Then those kind of mid notes are a bit floral, and then in the base you get that benzoin and tonka bean that are really, really pushing forward. A bit of sandalwood as well. That tonka bean and sandalwood are providing that creaminess to this fragrance, but it is quite, I don't want to say delicious because I don't want you to think that this is like a gourmand fragrance. I wouldn't say that it has some qualities of being a gourmand fragrance, but it's definitely not a gourmand, but it kind of pushes in that direction ever so slightly. But yeah, this is definitely a quite intoxicating wear, and I really, really enjoy this one. Overall, this is a great fragrance. I really enjoy it. I would say it's a solid 8.2 out of 10. Definitely a good one and one to check out. So if you can, get yourself a sample of Flower Lust by D'Orsay. All right, you guys, so that's all I have for you for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's content. And let me know down in the comments section, have you tried any of the extracts from the House of D'Orsay? What do you think about them? I'd love to hear your opinions. Well, I hope you guys are staying healthy and well, and I'll see you in the next video.